This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace.
Last year, I went through many different life changes. I needed to take a pause and examine how I was feeling in the inside to better show up for the ones who need me to be my best version of myself.
When you're navigating life's changes, Talkspace can help. Talkspace is the #1 rated online therapy, bringing you professional support from licensed therapists and psychiatry providers that you can access anytime, anywhere.
Living a busy life, navigating a long-distance relationship, becoming a first-step father, Talkspace made all of those journeys possible. I could speak with my therapist in the office. I could speak with my therapist in the comfort of my home. I was never alone.
Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance, no problem. Now get $80 off your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
This is Fixing Famous People, the podcast where two reality television producers pitch solutions to save celebrities in dire straits.
So let's meet this week's guests and find out who they are helping us fix. Dominic.
Christopher.
It's Fix Friday is what it is.
It certainly is.
And we're doing something that we've only done twice before, ? And this will be thrice that we do it.
Yep.
And that is refix a celebrity. And to help us do that, we are going to be fixing Lizzo again with our friend who fixed her the first time, Miss Alrinthea Carter. Thank you for coming back to the podcast.
Hello. It's an honor. It's an honor to fix and to be with you.
So much has happened. So much has happened since we last talked about Lizzo.
So much.
Some bad things, some good things. Here is the question. Did we have the middle name game do you remember guessing her middle name or no?
I do, and I was wrong. I feel like I said something like
so
Elizabeth
we did play
or something.
We've already
we did
done
play it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
is...
Was it Vivian?
It's because her real name's Melissa. It's Melissa
Melissa.
Vivian, and I can't remember her last name. Jefferson. Melissa Vivian Jefferson. Also, I want to make sure that you understand we are still playing the middle name game today.
I'm sure we are.
And would you like to know whose middle name we will be guessing?
You go. Sure. I would love to know. I'm so nervous.
Oh my gosh.
Charlene Quigley. We're going to be guessing her middle name today.
Okay.
All right, the Shirley Quigley, to remind you, is the like God-loving choreographer who was like co-named in the lawsuit because she was like telling the girls about how she masturbated once, remember her?
Yes.
Remember our girl, our main girl.
She is a kooky co-conspirator in this the Lizzo sexual harassment lawsuit. She is named, but unlike Lizzo, Charlene, of course, takes to the interweb and will milk this. Lizzo goes into hiding and Charlene becomes a semi-celebrity through the whole thing. And she's a minister on top, and she's I'm not going to tell anyone what God to worship, but she's a kook. Charlene Quigley was born July 1st,
I can't believe
1984. She was born in California. She was born in California. So July 1st makes her whatever comes before Cancer.
No, it's a Cancer.
It is a Cancer. Okay.
Yes.
Someday I will properly memorize where the brackets fall.
It's fine.
July 1st, 1984 in California. What is Charlene Quigley? She's 42. What is Charlene Quigley's middle name? Absolutely gettable on the Dominick Pupa scale of gettability.
Oh.
I'll give this a 7.5, somewhere between a 7 and an 8. It's a gettable.
Okay. I have a guess.
Okay.
Is it something like Topanga?
No. Well, I don't want to give any other hints. It's not Topanga.
Okay.
Rose.
Is not Rose.
Fuck, I really thought I was going to get it with Rose.
I
really thought I had it.
When I saw this was her middle name, it's one of the few times that I just said, of course. Just because we know her, I don't know, it sort of fit.
Is it Mary?
No, it's Charlene Amber Quigley. And when I heard Amber,
I wasn't going to get that.
thought, I would never have guessed it if I had known it, but it didn't shock me.
God, Charlene Amber. Where's Shirley? Sure, we got to Google Charlene's whereabouts during this episode, right? We have to pop in at least a bit with Charlene and see what's up.
Find out where she is. I mean, you know her ass is still on Instagram. Like, there's no way she's taking time off.
She has a follower in Chris DeRosa, I'll tell you that much.
And Dominick Pupa. We should make sure that the show Insta page is following her as well. So when we eventually invite her here, that she'll know we're legit.
Yeah. She'll have a book soon.
Oh, I hope. I pray. Yeah.
This smells like a book. This smells like,
I would
a
love
book is on the
memoir.
horizon.
I would love Charlene's memoir where she talks about how remember it was like, she's like, I did the dirty. And that was touching myself or something like that. Remember, that's what she said to the girls. Or
yeah.
She's like, I made God frown because I touched my clitoris.
That's the name of the book.
I made God frown.
I made God frown.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay.
All right. So getting back to Melissa Vivian Jefferson, a.k.a. Lizzo, when we spoke about it last time, we heaped mounds of praise on her for everything that she does is wonderful. Most of what she has done is wonderful. She came to us wonderful and stayed wonderful. But there was I don't know if we want to litigate her whole career again. I mean, I think everyone listening probably knows she hasn't been around long enough for us to need to dive deep enough, but she was a pretty revolutionary artist for what she did, just by virtue of the fact that this is someone who publicly plays the flute. And I'm not even fucking around.
But actually, yeah.
She's not, she's a musician. And a lot of vocalists, especially vocalists like Lizzo and Lizzo genre are not musicians. So yeah, she's an actual, she knows music theory. She's a musician. So she's different than other people. She wrote great pop songs and had 2 really solid albums with iconic songs on them. I mean, even in the short period of time she's been around, stuff like About Damn Time. These are iconic songs.
She'll be in the conversation forever, simply for Juice, Truth Hurts,
About Damn Time.
There was another one too that was really big.
There's Tempo
with Missy Elliott.
Yeah. I feel like her music is like a snapshot of a very specific
very
time.
COVID-y moment.
Oh, yes. Good as hell was like one of her biggest songs.
Oil.
I knew there was a big one that was not as And To Be Loved, great one. Boys, she actually does have a lot of hits.
It is truly that album. Both of those albums, the big ones, were like hit after hit. We listened. She's a real COVID superstar. I feel like she was one of the people who will be an artist who in the COVID documentaries, there will be Lizzo music over every single one of them because she peaked during that period of time.
Right.
My favorite song though still is Jerome. Like that's my favorite Lizzo song. Jerome, Take Your Ass Home is my favorite lyric of the millennium, possibly.
It's the new Tyrone.
Take your ass home. And then, of course, she was, as far as body positivity, she was iconic in that arena as well. What was the name of the television show? This one's for the big girls. An award-winning program. They
won an Emmy. They won a few Emmys, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yep. That was the year that it won. It swept. Like the year that we had it, I should say. It swept everything. And then a couple of things started to happen. First, there was, I can't remember which is the chicken and which is the egg here, but Lizzo started to lose some weight and this sexual harassment lawsuit came into the sphere. And I feel like both of these things negatively impacted how people think about her. Like she went from, I feel like it's as simple as she went from winner to loser very quickly. And I don't even think that her ascent, as much as people are like, she was an overnight sensation, she'd been around for a couple of years. Like we saw her at Pride on the Pier as the opener. I can't remember who else was there that year, but she was she was like the Saturday act, not the Sunday act. Years before her big, I guess it was Juice the first.
No, Truth Hurts made her but that was like, it had come out way before and then she became famous off it like years after the song was released. Right.
So she'd been around for a minute before she was Lizzo, the superstar. Like she wasn't an overnight success like that. She was a working musician.
Yeah.
It's giving Gaga, to be honest with you. It's sort of the same, like not plucked out of obscurity and molded. Like this was a musician who worked. How utterly rare in 2026 music.
And I will say she does also have Yiddy, which is like a loungewear, like a shapewear and an activewear and loungewear.
Which is awesome. As a user, I would say Yiddy was a good decision. Unfortunately, they're so good that you don't continue to buy them.
Yeah, because you don't need 17 of them because they're well made.
Yeah, they're well made. So, so I will say, like, Lizzo, she knows how to make a shapewear, or she knows how to associate herself with people who make good shapewear.
It's owned by Fabletics, which I didn't realize.
Right.
But like, so it's her like little brand within Fabletics, but like, first of all, smart, because then she can like be like, all the overhead is through you. And I can just like be there and be in the pictures and like look cute. Yep. And two, like I know all that Fabletics stuff is like good, well made, I will say. It's like as much as it's from what I've seen of it, like at least like I own like one or two things of it. And I'm like, this holds up.
Yeah.
So I like that it's an actual real good brand, like, in the sense of like the quality is high. Because I feel like so many plus size brands, like the quality is terrible.
Right. Or it starts good and it ends up being terrible. Yeah.
So she did launch
it's
that.
all about those thighs rubbing together, honey. The moment the material's thin in those spots, I'm done.
You're out of here.
You gotta go. I'll take holes in my underwear. I'll take holes in my socks. I cannot have wear and tear in the what would that part of the body be called? What's
the crotch?
The moment.
The
hoo-ha area?
Yeah.
No, there's got to be a dirtier way to talk about the inner thighs.
Not
your
the
bathing suit area?
Not the hoo-ha area.
Not the bathing. You did not say the bathing suit area.
I
Point
did.
on the doll at the bathing suit area.
I did. Your
in
undercarriage.
Oh, God. Do not call it a carriage.
Oh, God. But like the stuff is cute. And she does a good job of the branding of having like the iced out necklace that says Yiddy on it. And it's like in her, you know what I mean? Like I will say, like when I think of her, I do think of this brand now.
Yeah. I feel like she thought that, I don't know what the goal was. There's going to be women walking up and down the street, like dressed head to toe Yiddy. Like I think it kind of leaned too far into that. But overall, it was a great decision.
And I feel like some of her concerts, we see like all these girls in the clothing and it does work. Because then it hits, she has her stuff where it says Yiddy all over. It's like the Fendi Fs, but it's like Yiddy. It is effective, I will say, because I'm like then thinking about her clothing,
Yeah. Then you pay the Fabletics membership fee and then you're in that
and you're good to go. And then you're good to go. Oh, God. They really try to sign you up for that Fabletics membership fee. And you're just like, I just want to buy. Can I just buy a piece of clothing? Like, I don't want to give you my social security number. I just want for me to buy something and you to give it to me.
Yeah. I just want to hold my tummy in. I don't want another gym membership.
Yeah, correct.
Like, that's how hard it is to quit Fabletics.
Correct. Yeah, correct. And they'll trick you because they'll be like, do you want 5 things of shorts for $30? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, give us all this information. And then you're like accidentally signing up for it. And then before I go to sign up, I'm like, oh, wait, what am I doing? What is this? And then you realize you're like signing up for a monthly subscription for clothing that I don't need. Anywho.
I'm looking at the list of Grammys that she's been nominated for. And it truly is like this window of time from 2020 to 2023. Like she bookended COVID. She truly did. In 2020, she won Best Pop Solo Performance for Truth Hurts, which was also nominated for Record and Song of the Year.
Rightfully so, by the way. Great song.
Yeah. And Cause I Love You won Best Urban Contemporary Album that year. Oh, I didn't know that Jerome actually won a Grammy for Best Traditional R&B Performance. It's my favorite Lizzo song. That's not one they present on the broadcast, so I never would have known it. And then in 2023, famously, About Damn Time won Record of the Year, which is, the biggie.
Right.
And she was nominated, and Special, the album that About Damn Time is from, was nominated for Album of the Year as well.
Well, I feel like also like a big part of it is TikTok too. Like that was a big boom time for TikTok because we were all in the house. Everyone had time to learn TikTok dances. And I feel like there was at least 2 or 3 that were Lizzo adjacent.
Like Juice definitely had a TikTok dance, if I remember correctly. And then the trending audio was The in a minute I'm gonna ba 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 whatever that I can't even remember what the words are anymore. But in a minute I'm a ba ba ba. That was like a humongous TikTok trend. And none of the song isn't good. The song is great, but like you did get all kinds of listens from people that like heard it permeating through social media at a rapid pace.
Yeah, babies were doing it, moms were doing it.
Yeah.
Grandpas were doing it.
That's the other thing about her is like she arrives cross-generational. Just a truly like she can be loved by absolutely anybody, as can the music. And that's pretty rare, which is why a fall from grace for someone like that is, pretty astonishing. But before we move forward, can I do my favorite thing and read the list of losers?
All the people that lost against her? Yes.
When she won Record of the Year, she won it at the expense of none other than As It Was by Harry Styles. This was the year that he controversially won Album of the Year over Beyonce's Renaissance, by the way. This is that same year. She also beat...
Wait, this is for About Damn Time as the song?
About Damn Time won Record of the Year.
Yeah.
It beat Break My Soul by Beyonce, As It Was by Harry Styles, Woman by Doja Cat, and Easy on Me by Adele, which I believe was like the presumptive winner until Lizzo went in and was like, it's about damn time. I took this. Goodbye, Adele. You have enough Grammys.
I know, which is so funny because that 25 was was incredible. But what was it, 27 or 28, whatever the newest one was, didn't produce the same.
Right.
No.
Sadly. And the Easy on Me song is great, but there's
but that was the peak. I mean, that was the peak of that album. Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember how much promotion went into it? Like there was that whole, was there an Oprah interview? And then there was Harpo did that concert she did at the Griffith Park Observatory, remember? And someone did like a surprise proposal. There was just like a giant amount of lead up to it. And it was right before her Vegas residency as well, right? So it was like all Adele all the time. I mean, I do respect that she goes away for years at a time in between.
And is like, bye. Yeah. And is like, let me, which we'll get to soon. Lizzo did that too, rightfully so. But like, she does go away. But 25, in my opinion, 25 is like a perfect album. By Adele.
It's a beautiful album.
Like, not one song am I like, this doesn't need to be here. And it's so, to me, it's like a perfect, you can listen from the very beginning to the end. And it's like, I went on a perfect ride.
So then we get to where the twain have met, the weight loss plus the trial. I feel like they were meshed together, but the trial probably, or the accusations came first.
Well, there were definitely some long like news articles being like, Lizzo, like here's the whole alleged, here's what's in the trial, like basically in the lawsuit. And it's like this big takedown of like, she was like abusing the staff and she was this, and she was making them come out with her to strip clubs in Thailand and make them eat bananas out of a stripper's vagina.
Yeah, I was going to say the banana incident.
Yeah. They weren't being paid for this. And she was like bullying them into hanging out with her after they were done. And this is a boss and a coworkers and they shouldn't be in this position and blah, blah, blah. A lot of hullabaloo and a lot of articles coming out about the lawsuit.
Right. And it was right after, the success of the show. They'd won all those Emmys. And then the backup dancers that brought forth the suit were on the show, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so that's another part of it is like she wins all these awards for the show. And then the people that are suing her are the people that basically won the show. Like,
right.
Seemingly. I don't know if that's true, if it's the people that won, but like a lot of the backup dancers are the people that like did well in the show, which the show was like casting her next thing of backup dancers.
Yeah. And I think like one of the awkward things was she was doing a lot of content on TikTok, like showing herself working out and sweating and making vegan meals, and all of that was going on at the same time. And so, becoming known more for health content, and then this lawsuit comes out about body shaming. It's just like a perfect storm.
Yeah. And she had to go on multiple times to be like, I'm allowed to want to work out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, I'm allowed to like want to eat healthy. If I want to weigh less than I do right now, I'm allowed to do that. And you all need to mind your business.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. And it is also the plight we recently fixed 80 Bryant. And it's like, it's the plight of like a person is deemed as a fat person. And then it's like, if they don't want to do that, that seems like looks as a betrayal to like all fat people. And it's like, well, no, if they want to, if a person wants to work out and be more fit because they're on stage dancing for the majority of their job, then like that should be allowed.
Right. Yeah. Like they're elite athletes. Or, I mean, Lizzo is. I don't know.
Sure. To sing and dance at the same time. Yeah.
And play the flute. You know, she has all those skills. Yeah. But I think like, you know, fat celebrities or plus size celebrities, they're often put on this like pedestal. Like we need to, Lizzo's telling us to love ourselves. But she never said you have to look a certain way. You didn't have to look like her or look 100 pounds skinnier. Like there's a spectrum here, but people put those hopes into those people.
Yes.
And when they start losing weight, they see it as a personal betrayal.
Yeah. And I get it. It like makes sense, but then it's also like, but you're also projecting so much onto this person. And like, if they want to lose weight, then that's on them.
Yeah.
It's very similar to why lesbians detest JoJo Siwa now. That's where we're at.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct.
Sure, yeah.
But it is like a thing of like, she was like that positivity person. Like her one song was called Soulmate and it was called I'm My Own Soulmate. And it was like talking about how she like didn't need to be in a relationship to feel good about herself and like has all this music about loving yourself.
Right.
And it's often a trap because then it's like the minute that you seem weak for a minute or being like, you know what I mean? Then that people are like, well, why don't you just like love yourself all the time? Because that's all your music is about. And it's like, okay, well, people are allowed to like be upset. Like,
yeah. And she never stopped. She just lost weight.
Yeah. Then once the lawsuits hit and like that becomes a firestorm and there is all this talk about her, she does go away.
For at least a full year, yes. Like,
Yeah,
it was a full year of like what felt like radio silence from her.
Yes, which was smart. Like the smartest thing to do. Because she did have her moments where she was like, no, this like, I'm going to fight this. Like she did say like, I'm going to fight this and take it to court.
Yeah, she did. It was almost like she was updating us about why she was gone for the year. She'd pop up once in a while and be like, I'm not going to talk about this. Like, you're right. She wasn't going to settle because I think that was an issue for a minute where she wasn't going to settle. She's like, I didn't do anything wrong. And so I can't talk about it until the court says something.
She did pop out with a man.
Yes.
She's like, with her boyfriend. Right?
Yeah.
Like that was a big deal.
And it was. But when we would see her pop up somewhere, it was a big deal because she was really radio silent, which like a year before that, she was everywhere. Like everywhere.
Everywhere.
And so that in itself is like, it's weird to
I
have someone
remember
go
her
away.
Tiny Desk concert. Her Tiny Desk concert was so good.
It was. Maybe we don't have as much patience for oversaturation as we used to.
I think that could be part of it. I think that the windows often get shorter and you have to keep doing shit. I mean, not that always hasn't been true, but now more than ever, it's like you have to, what we refer to as a comeback is really just someone like going on vacation. Like I get crazy every time Madonna releases an album, it's got to be a comeback. It's like, this wasn't 15 years ago. Like she toured with Madam X and she just was like on a tour with the Celebration tour. Jesus Christ. It was like the most attended concert in history. And that was only like maybe 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago. And this whole thing is being billed as a comeback. I'm like, from what? Like we're coming back from what?
But it's also, they want them to like regain the celebrity that they're going to have when they first became white hot. And that's just never, like mathematically, that's never going to happen.
It's like the first time you make love to somebody, it just isn't that ever again.
It's never going to happen. Like ever, like no celebrity can do this. Like, you know what I mean? Like for real. You know what I mean? Anyone that's been that famous, like can't come back to that level of fame because it just won't happen. It can't.
I mean, no one's making Judy Garland at Carnegie Hall albums anymore. Like those big, showy, comeback, I'm still alive, maybe for another couple of years albums.
But that is the way to do it. If there are people that could, I wish that someone would do that.
Yeah. And
eventually Nicole Scherzinger is going to have to go back to Carnegie Hall and be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And you have to evolve too. Like your comeback redemption album can't sound the same as your first couple of albums. Like if you're going through something major,
but
we
I
need
think
to see a major change. Yeah.
That's the problem, is that I think it should.
You really think you do?
And therein lies the problem. Because there's some artists who are like, just do what we love that you do the most, which is this thing. And instead they try to do, which Lizzo is one of these people, once we get to her new album, we'll talk about that. It's like, let me try to do this other thing. It's like, no, just do what we like you for.
I could see that. I could see that. Yeah. And not everyone could do Beyonce. You know, Beyonce can disappear for 2 years and come back with something revolutionary.
She's literally the only person that can do it, like on this earth. Like it truly.
Yeah.
There's no other person alive that gets as much press from when they put out an album at all, ever.
Well, it brings us to the present day where now the lawsuit troubles are not entirely over. I know that a portion of them have gone away, but there's still litigation to be had here.
Right.
Why can't she? Yeah, but has she been settling? Do you know?
She refuses to settle, right? Like I just watched an interview with her. I think she was on the Today Show maybe last week, and she was saying like, I'm not going to settle because I know my own story. I have my integrity.
I'm surprised
and I've been asked to settle, but I won't. And so I'm interested to see how this is going to go and what she's going to wear in court.
I want the trial. I want her to be at the trial in like a little white suit. That's like really cute,
hat, though.
With a white brim hat.
I want some Joan Collins. Oh yes, yes,
yeah.
Like that would look great
with gloves.
Yeah.
See,
like before, like last episode, I was like, no, throw the book at her, and now this one, I'm kind of like, no, we like you again. You know what I mean? I'm like, Charlene should have told him about how she was masturbating. You know what I mean? I'm like, sure, like.
So sue Charlene. Why does Lizzo have to be a part of it? I know she's the boss.
She did, but also she did make them like go to that strip club. Like it is wrong. Like it
was a work retreat.
If what they say is right, like if what the people are accusing her of did happen, it is wrong. I do believe that. However, why isn't she just settling is the problem. Just pay them money and be done with it.
Do it. She really, I don't look. If the goal of her doing it is to convince the world that she didn't do what they're saying she did, if there's a tiny bit of me with some naivete left, I buy it. Because I think she's almost thrown her career away to not admit to something that she didn't do. Really.
That's true.
But again, I don't even think that her settling means that she did it. It means that she wants it to be over.
Yeah.
People do. I mean, that's a true life choice.
There's
especially
so many
for a celebrity.
people that are like, I'll settle, but I'm not admitting guilt at all. Like, you know what I mean?
Watched enough Law and Orders to nod my head along with this, baby. Yeah. I mean, that's a life decision. You even hear people, they have to make people sign deals that when they do that, sometimes part of the settlement is they can never publicly say, I only did this because ... Like you have to, when you allocute, you got to keep it cute.
Goodbye.
Putting that on merch.
I'm going to write that down.
Write that down. Write
this
that down.
Christmas from the Wax Cabin Candle Company. Allocution. Allocute and cute.
There's your new candle.
There's your new candle, Lizzo's.
Keeping it allocute or putting it on mute.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ on a cross.
And so now here we are. And then in 2026, Lizzo has a new album coming out. Great. And she goes.
Before she does that, one thing to bring up. She does like kind of come back into the public sphere by going on Z-Way, which I think is a genius move.
You're right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
I've forgotten about it entirely. I have no memory of it. What was this, like 6 months ago?
Yeah,
or longer?
It was a while. It was a little bit ago. But she does go on and kind of like that is her big like comeback to the public eye. And she looks great. She's wearing a cute little sweater. You know what I mean? She's like somewhat thinner, but not like she's no Mindy Kaling in the Ozempic, beginning of Ozempic. You know what I mean? Right. But she's like a little bit thinner, but like she's still herself, like looks the same, looks great, doing great. And she does go with Z-Way and they do like, she does kind of nod to her like villainy a little bit by going on Z-Way and letting Z-Way catch her and stuff. And like, to me, it's like, oh, she's doing this right.
Yeah, again, because if you are innocent, Z-Way's a great place to go. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like a guilty person would trip up in their own guilt because of Z-Way's skills, but someone who's actually innocent would do fine.
Yeah.
And it sounds like she did fine. I don't remember her being on it, but it sounds like she did fine, or you'd be mentioning it.
No, it was good. It was good. There were things that she did that were like, I can't remember. I'm making this up and I know this isn't right, but it was something where it was like, somehow Z-Way gets her in a thing if she's like, and so you don't think black people need reparations or something. And like, she gets her in like a lot of really funny, like, and she's like, so you like slavery? Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't that, but it was something on that, like in that vein of like, turning around like oppression of black people on Lizzo and being like, and you like this? Like, and they're laughing and it's fun. Like, it's like, she did it where it was like, oh, I like her again. You know what I mean? It was like, this was funny. And like, she did it like, she got Z-Way'd and it worked.
Well, I remember we said last time, she needed like a Barbara Walters special, and maybe this is it.
That was it, kind of.
And then Barbara died. And so Lizzo's career was untethered forever.
And she looked at Diane Sawyer and she said, not this white bitch. She's like, I'm not going
you keyholes. No, absolutely not.
Where are the receipts?
Yeah, not after you murdered Whitney Houston, Diane Sawyer.
So I will say, like, her entree back into society she did masterfully do that because it did make us all soften to her.
But then it started to fall apart. Now, to hear Lizzo tell it, she got no backing from the label and then did what is often a dumb thing to do. And she sort of went public with shitting on the label and I'm getting no help. And then putting on the internet her wheat pasting, which I didn't know that was a word. I only found out about that was the word this year. Basically brushing the posters up on plywood on the side of the street. That's called wheat pasting. I didn't know that. Anyway, she's wheat pasting her own album ads on either Sunset or Hollywood Boulevard and had people shooting her doing it. And Madonna did the same thing recently in London, but it was a stunt because it was Madonna. Lizzo was doing it as a stunt because really to give the finger to the label because they were not promoting her album.
Well, Cardi B did it also. Remember when she was selling CDs on the subway?
You're right.
Yeah. And on the street. She had like the CDs out.
Yeah,
yes,
and she was like, "You want my CD?" Yeah, and she was like on the F train. Yeah, she was like on the
and she's a bad bitch for doing it. But I don't know that she was. I think for her, it was an actual publicity stunt, which worked because it like speaks to a lot of stuff from her origin story.
Yeah, she's a woman of the
Lizzo
people.
was doing it as like, I'm doing this because no one's doing it. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun and cunty like Cardi B doing it. It was like Lizzo being, look how desperate I am. They're not helping me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I believe Cardi's label knew about her selling the stuff on the street.
And they were like, this will be, and they were like, this will be funny. You know what I mean? And we were like, it was. We loved it.
Yeah. Also, she had like the whole pregnancy thing that she was trying to keep on the low at the same time.
Right.
So
that's right.
There's that. But I wonder is there a change in how things are marketed? Like, I feel like the lack of marketing, that part isn't her fault. Because I think things are just different now. Like you're going after pre-saves and not really album sales. And so you're just not going to sell as many albums as you used to. And I don't know if the industry is adjusted for that.
No, I agree. I agree with you. I think you're right. But I think that if they want to put money behind marketing an album, they do it. And they didn't do this with her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that she's lying at all.
Right.
No, but so then what happens is, the album comes out, it sells reportedly less than 3,000 copies, her new album in the first week. And someone posts on X, how did Lizzo go from like A to Z so quickly? Like, how has she dropped off the map? And Lizzo herself responds and gives what is widely regarded as a very cockamamie reason for why she's no longer popular and says, I was a radio artist. And since I got started, everything's now gone to streaming. And everyone was responding, we met you in 2020. Was basically the response for 2019.
Right.
Yeah, like I had Spotify in college.
Streaming predated you by a very long time.
A decade and a half. Yeah.
So I think she tried to explain her way out of it further unsuccessfully. But the bottom line is that it appears as though the album sold 3,000 copies in its debut week.
And
then 200 the next week? It was like some sort of like really low number, like 260 for the second week.
That's so bad.
Yeah.
I know, but who's buying a CD? Is it just off of CDs or is it like
no,
total
it can't be.
Purchases?
I think, yeah.
Like is Apple Music in that too or no? Like is like buying the album online like as like a streaming thing, is that part of it?
Let's find out. Let's actually, we should know that. Let's ask Tess.
Not Tess. Here we go.
So when you have an album on the Billboard 200, it is calculated by physical album sales, the streaming of albums on platforms like Spotify and Apple, and then what they call track equivalent albums, meaning the sales of individual songs from the album are like converted into a unit of
Sure.
the album,
I get
basically.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, but then what is the number? Like you're saying, like it sold 3,000 albums. That's not the Billboard, though, is it?
No, it is. It's the number. It's of that she sold.
And Forbes says that in week 2, sales fell to 650 units with around 900,000 streams. And the first week, it was 2,600 copies and 2.7 on-demand streams. So, yeah, no one's buying CDs.
But also, it's because no one's here. I will say it's because the record label isn't putting anything behind it at all. Like, I didn't even know that the new album had come out until Dominick was like, she was saying this on the internet.
Yeah.
Right, nobody did.
You know?
And what I think what's more telling and what's worse for her is that I have not listened to the whole album yet. Christopher has, and I know has some strong opinions about it.
I do.
I think the fact that when you know someone you love, when you're a fan of somebody and you see they're in danger, I mean, like Mariah Carey to this day, she won't not have a number 1 album because the Lambs will buy
anything
if she is selling shit. If
I literally was gonna say a box of her shit,
a box of her shit turned into a music box, they'll just make sure it's number 1. They're like a hidden army of people.
Yeah,
and even though she was so impactful for so many years, it seems like she doesn't have that fan base. Like, your girl's in trouble, go buy the shit. That to me is more of a panic than, because this story is now everywhere. So it would have been nice, and maybe by the time this airs, we'll have to record an addendum. It would have been nice if they had turned out, and so the third week of sales was then 1 million.
Yeah.
Weren't they the lesbians for a little bit?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just made that up on the spot. I love lesbian. That's so good.
Lesbians.
I feel like I remember them saying like, "Oh, lesbians," but didn't really take off.
I love
that's
that.
fine. I mean, I love it. It's great.
I love
but it should be lesbians, not Liz heads. I mean, that's also like Taylor Swift does that too. Because like when Taylor will like drop the 17th version of one album to like block someone else from getting number 1, like all the Swifties like run to make it number 1. You know.
Huh. Even Nicki Minaj, and she's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, not anymore, but yeah.
Who?
She doesn't have that power anymore, I don't feel. Because I feel like it was the gays.
They're leaving her alone.
We're turning where our backs are turned. But yeah, no, she used that. Yeah, 100%. She used to have that power. Oh, the thing that's so funny about her being like, I was a radio darling and now it's streaming is like, that's also not something you want to admit, because the theory behind that is like, people were forced to listen to your music because it was on the radio versus like actually going to listen to it on their own because they could choose whatever they wanted to. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, she's like, yeah, I was successful because they played Juice every hour on the hour, much to people's great chagrin, which I don't think again, I love her music. It's not like it's bad, but like, she's like, because it was forced upon everyone, I was successful, not because my music warranted people to become my fan. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Which makes it Ryan Seacrest's fault.
Yeah, period. Period.
Yeah.
It does border, and I want to say this, but I don't want it to come as too much of a slam because I love pop music, but there definitely is like the finest of lines between fun pop music and novelty. And I will say, a few years out, when I'm looking at some of the songs, even the ones that won awards, I don't know if it's because they were overplayed or because we were trapped indoors mostly when they were overplayed. They do trend mildly novelty. I still love the songs, but they go in that direction a little bit. I think they're almost written to be like that, like Blame It on the Juice, About Damn Time. Like, they're almost jingles. They're pop music, but they're almost jingles.
One of my notes for this album is like, there's no comedy in this. And she has a lot of comedy in her music. And it was a time where we needed that. Like, we really didn't, I mean, not that we don't need it now, but like, we needed like novelty and comedy again in music, and it worked. Like, I wrote, like, I don't feel her in any of this music.
No. Or maybe it's too much her. Like, I feel like she did a good job of like capturing whatever the experience that people were feeling that like draw them to her, like, breakups or loving your body or, finishing a marathon or what have you.
Yeah.
But now it's just kind of like, and, I guess we'll get into this when we talk about the album. It's just like, no, let me tell you everything that went wrong with me and my problems. And hopefully you will receive that.
Yeah, but it's like I want her to do that within her style.
Yeah.
This was a departure. So, okay, let's talk about the album because we're here, right?
Yeah, and given, before you even do that, given everything we're saying, part of the reason she's even back on the list was that someone whose opinion I respect had listened to the album a couple of weeks ago after Lizzo had made all these complaints and blah, 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 and said to me, I've now listened to it, and I think that the reason it's not selling or not moving is because it's not very good, which goes along with what Chris just said, and I think is about to say. But like, part of the reason we're even redoing her is because someone who had listened to it earlier was like, it's just not good stuff.
I listened to it as well, and it's just not good. It needed to be cooked a little bit more.
It shows me that they really didn't give her any money to do it, is the problem. It's all very her. So the album, like, a lot of the songs sound the same, and a lot of them, they have almost a little bit of like an 80s sound to them, which I'm not upset about at all. But there's a lot of, I wrote like multiple of these songs. Where did I write? Multiple songs are this holding out for a hero beat throughout the whole song. There's multiple songs that it's just this like I would
agree with that.
I need a hero, but I need a hero by the end of the night. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just this little like a guitar strumming the whole time, and it never changes. And there's like multiple songs that sound exactly the same that are that.
And she sings like just a touch raspier.
Yes.
And that carries through. And it's like, is this your rock voice or what's happening here?
Down for her to like go and do different genres, but it does feel like they didn't give her enough money. Because I wrote that, I said, we don't ever get a Lizzo chorus explosion in any of the first few songs. Like, there's no hit. There's no number one, like debut single from the album that is like an earworm for the radio that like, because think about all her, like Juice, there's a huge chorus in this, like, blame it on the juice, but it ain't my fault. And it's all these backup singers helping her sing, like, and not that it couldn't all be her voice, but I'm saying like you hear this big symphony of things go on. Think of Good as Hell, like, feeling good as hell. It's like 7 people
That's the thing.
singing.
They're such good songs. Like they're songs that are written to burrow into your brain. Both of them, like all of them, all of her hits. About Damn Time is the same way.
Think about it. Think about how many of the songs, and it's like you just hear like this, the wall of sound, you know what I mean? For lack of a better term, LOL. But like, you know what I mean? You hear like these beautiful choruses where you're like, oh my God, like this took so much time for them to do this, and you feel how expensive it is and like, even if there's an album where you listen to it and you're like, they made this one song that was a single and then they put a bunch of other songs so they could put out an album. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, here's the one song they spent all the money on, and then here's all these songs that they did by themselves and no one cares about them. She doesn't even have that lead single of the album at all in this. And we know her as this person with these big, grand, like funny comedy like songs.
I don't think she's had a good couple of years. I think like during the period of time when she was assembling this album, I do like, I think
you're right.
She's clearly she's not the same Lizzo. She's not. Even when she's sort of interviewed, there does seem to be like, she's a little bit dimmer than she was before. The light feels a little bit dimmer. Now, I haven't listened to the whole album yet. Now I probably won't, but you know, that does play into it. I mean, she's intimately involved in it. She's a songwriter and a musician. So she's like, it's not like people are just presenting her these songs and saying, pick your favorite 10.
It also seems like it's stuff that she had already. Like if they gave her no money and they were like, what are songs that didn't make it onto an album? And they just used the version of it that was like the like first round version. That's what the album feels like to me. Stuff that was left on the cutting room floor that you picked up and then put into this album.
The whole album does feel like a B-side.
Yeah.
Like they all,
And again, I like when people go and try and do new things and do like have a different thing, but you still need to, I don't feel her in this that much.
There's no spark. There's no.
And even if, again, even if it can be sad, you can be upset, you can be angry, but like put your theme onto those emotions in a song. And that's genius. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like make a song that you're so frustrated that you have lawsuits, but have it be, do you know, like, but really though, like, but have it be more bright. Do you know what I mean? And or punchier.
Or laugh at yourself.
Yes. I'm the monster. You know what I mean? Because even she has a song that's called Bitch, which I think is like gonna be like, oh, and she's like, I'm that bitch. And it's like, oh yeah, like it's kind of like you think when it starts, it's like, oh, this is like her villainy song of like, yeah, I am a monster, aren't I? You know what I mean? And but then the chorus is just bitch by Meredith Brooks. And she doesn't even change any of the words.
That song is a letdown. It's a letdown.
Yeah. And she literally goes, and again, it's a thing where it's like, I'm a bitch, I'm a mother, I'm a child, I'm a something, I'm a sinner. And again, if it was, I'm a bitch, I'm like, I don't know, I'm a bitch, I'm being sued, I'm really mean, I'm like, if it was in the beat of it.
Although we shouldn't be saying it.
Yeah, I put it. Yeah, like, but like if it was that, it's not the Nana and the hoo-ha.
Lizzo's sexual assault song, that would have been fantastic.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, if it would have been like her doing a flip on that, it would have been great, but it's literally copy and paste the chorus of the song that we all know.
You know, this is what this made me think of? It made me think of, remember when George Michael had to come back after the bathroom incident and he did a music video and it was him.
Yep. The song is called Outside.
And they're all like in sequins and he's dressed like a cop.
Yeah.
That's what you got. That's what you got to do.
Let's go outside. It's a great song. It's a really great song.
Never forget my pitch about Lizzo was like, she's doing an album called HR and she has an HR representative with her at all times and she like plays a joke about it. It was one of my favorite pictures I've ever done. You know what I mean? And it's like,
that is a good
if
pitch.
she could do one where she's like in a courtroom, like Your Honor should be the name of a song. Where she's like pleading to a judge and it's like her talking about that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Wait,
like,
is this your fix right now?
No, but there's so many avenues that she could go down that could be so genius. And this is just not it.
Yeah.
And I don't like when she's like, you just don't get it. I was a radio person. It's like, no, this is not your best work. Sorry.
No.
It just isn't.
Who is a radio person? Meghan Trainor?
No,
Slam.
Wow.
I almost brought up Meghan Trainor to be like, she is the epitome of novelty. And like Lizzo has like a touch of that. And I didn't because I wanted to like have respect for Lizzo. But honestly, like, yeah. But yeah, Meghan Trainor is a
I will say
radio
where
person.
Lizzo sort of deftly straddles that line, Meghan Trainor is fully
on the other side.
She's fully a jingle queen to me. Like everything, there's nothing that's as deep as a drop as far as I'm concerned. Like there's nothing.
She makes music for back to school.
I can have
Target
my
commercials. You know, field day.
She's like for the more sophisticated version of old school Rebecca Black fans. Like that's who Meghan Trainor is for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she knows her audience.
Friday.
And she keep making albums towards that audience. She needs to make albums for girls to dance to in the mirror by themselves, and they're getting ready to run a marathon. That's
I know, but Alrinthea, remember she had to cancel her tour and sell her house. So
that's true.
She had to sell her double toilet.
Her double toilet, yeah.
So
what are you gonna do?
Is she doing that well?
Yeah, no. But she also lost weight too. So
yeah,
she lost all of her base.
I know, really, for real. That's really the thing we're learning because it ruins your whole life. It ruins your life.
Never do it.
Look at Jelly Roll.
Who? He hasn't been in the news.
Yeah.
In the last day.
Right?
Okay.
Oh, I'm a little bit stuck.
I know. I kind of am too. I don't know what to do.
I'm a little bit stuck. You know, sometimes we get to this point and we say, they don't want it. Like, why are we're fixing them in spite of them because they don't want it. I think she does want it. The question really is, does her fan base want it? No, I think she does, but do we? Because why aren't we turning out for her? Why don't we love her down because of those two truly iconic single shitting albums? And we didn't turn up for her. But it's not on us too. If the product isn't good, it's not just our fault, you know?
I think people just aren't sure. You know, there's no clear answers about this lawsuit. The albums aren't good. That doesn't help. And she disappeared. Like, I think it's a perfect storm of losing your pedestal, I think. I think she should just switch genres for a minute and really lean into doing like a classical album.
I know there was a part where I was like, if she just did ballads on this album, it would be so great.
Yeah.
Like I was like, if she had like a ballad, like, cause she did have some that were slower, but I didn't like any of them. They just weren't.
Right.
And they kind of didn't go. None of the songs ever went there, wherever that was, wherever it should be going. It was always like, I always felt like, okay, it's time for this to happen now. And it just was like, oh, the song's over. Okay.
Yeah, never gets off the runway. But
No.
I feel like if she goes and she's like, you know what? I'm going to throw some Chopin at you fuckers. I think people would be into it. I mean, especially after like the whole thing with her playing the flute at the Library of Congress.
Yeah, she did a crooner album that was good. Like,
yeah. And people have done it. You know, Queen Latifah had her jazz album. Who's the guy from Family Guy?
Cue the Rain is a great song.
Who's the guy from Family Guy? Seth MacFarlane. He had a jazz album. No one asked for that.
No, they sure didn't. They sure didn't, but he did do it anyway.
You know, Gavin DeGraw with his like stripped album.
Goodbye, you lost me. I love you so much. Goodbye. I love you.
But he changed. I mean, he wasn't trying to make a comeback. He just made another album.
No, I know.
But,
I know.
You know, like,
I mean, but
do something
I will liken her to, I will say, when I was listening to her album, I was thinking like, what is this like? What is this like? I won't lie. And again, I'm not trying to just hate on her. I will do this to someone that I love implicitly. Like Joanne by Lady Gaga suffered from the same fate as this.
I was thinking about that too.
Waiting for it to start. We were like, Diamond Heart is the first song and it's really good, but like it's the only one that has a little bit of oomph. And then the rest of the songs, I'm waiting for them to get there and they never get there. And I remember being devastated by listening to that album because I was like, you had the chance to do something so great and you just didn't do it. And I know people like it and I know people love it, but like, it was just like it never got to like where we're used to, where she's like giving us real music with a bridge and really good choruses and a pre-chorus and she just like she just did something different. And although some of the songs are good, it never was like up to par with the rest of her music.
Right.
You know, this is what Lizzo did.
Oh, Melissa.
Oh, Melissa.
Oh, Melissa
Vivian.
Yeah, I'm torn between.
I need to pray for a minute
things
because
at
I
the
don't know.
moment. But you know, the other issue is to the lawsuit itself and what the accusations are. It has not been cleanly reported. It is sort of like there are different charges and you hear about different ones depending on who's reporting the story and who the victims are. People like Shirlene Quigley getting involved and pulling focus in the beginning did not help the situation.
Nope. Sure
but
didn't.
I feel like when something's nebulous like that, people are even more inclined to stay with it than if it was definitively like, oh yeah, she definitely committed sexual harassment, because everything is so like, it's this miasma. I think the label could just be waiting for the other shoe to drop. The label might just want the lawsuit to be over. And I'll tell you what, after her talking shit about them, they're not going to come back to her. They'll just be like, fuck it.
I know that is hard, where they probably were like, please settle this for the love of Christ. And she was like, no. And they were like, okay, well, we're giving you no money then.
I think that there's a very strong possibility that is the case.
Bet everything on that. You know what I mean? Right? Like that they're like, don't do this. It looks terrible. And then she was like, no, I'll just like put out this random album and it'll be bad. And then I'll just wait till the things are over and then get a good album. You know what I mean? Right. Like it could be a throwaway album, but then she's trying to then like double time it and be like, no, this is great. And you're just an idiot for not liking it. And it's like, no, I've lived on this earth for 35 years. I know what I'm doing, you know?
So we've pulled up to the Wax Cabin Candle Company arena and Christopher is deep in thought. I already know what my fix is. So what I'm doing right now is pouring myself an Espolòn and water with the alcohol provided in the back of this super stretched limousine, because we're trash and we still travel in those. And sitting here looking at Christopher in prayer that the fixing gods will give him an idea.
You know, we also didn't talk about is that she showed up at the con red carpet looking incredible with that blue.
She did.
Like a Met Gala-esque. She can turn a look, like in a good way.
She
and like
knows how to turn a look. She definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be doing, it's called Rosetta, about the godmother of rock and roll.
And she's starring in it.
On Amazon. Amazon's doing it.
Goodbye.
Well, that means them. Yep. That's the end of that for us.
Yep. They got the script and everything already. Forrest Whitaker's involved.
Oh.
Well, that's prestige. I just don't like Amazon. Is she going to be on the next flight? Is she going to be astronaut Lizzo joining our Hall of Shame?
Our girls.
Maybe that's what people need to do now. Like, what else can you do? You go to space, but she goes to space for 15 minutes instead of 10.
Is that your pitch?
No, it's not my pitch.
That's what you said, so it's already been logged.
It's a bonus pitch.
Okay, I will be pandering. I will be pandering to the judge, but I would love, because she's stuck. The album's terrible. The lawsuits are there. She doesn't really have a lot of cards in her deck. I would love, okay, I'm going to pitch this, but then I have a backup that I'll throw out later and we'll just be like, ha ha ha. I want her to go full Prince and be like, my label has kept me in prison. I want her to go to call her daddy and be like, I'm going to tell you the whole story and like say about how the label wanted her to like settle the lawsuits and she didn't want to do it. And she's like, I'm innocent. So how dare they ask me that? And go crazy on like, this industry is terrible and like blow it up. Do you know what I mean? And get a lot of press from being like, and the reason this album is terrible is because I had to like reveal all the things that we know happened, which is like you picked up songs off the cutting room floor that were half done and put them on this album. Your label was pressuring you to settle the lawsuits and you didn't, and then they gave you no money. Blah, blah, blah. And there's like a laundry list of people that would like come to her aid and like be with her. I keep wanting the like music industry other shoe to drop where there's a reckoning, and she actually could be the person to like lead the charge. Because she's messy enough, but also successful, and that's my pitch. Because I don't have like another album isn't going to fix it to me. I think given the right environment, she will release a better album. I stand firmly in the belief that her artistry has suffered because of what's happened leading up. I think it's just been dominoes. I think it's like lawsuit affects label affects artist. Like I do think that that's what's happened. As such, I think she has a chance to be a real hero here and makes it. I think that she should start her own label. I think it would take a minute to do that, but I think if she found the right investors, I'm sure she's under a deal now, but when it's done or if she could get out of it, I think she needs to just start her own label and then foster other artists who've, basically had their reputations damaged. She obviously is unwilling. She's lost her fame because of this lawsuit. And she obviously feels like she's been wrongly accused. I think there's we know there's an actual market of women who've been cast aside for any number of reasons in the music industry. And I think a label with her at the top, provided she is not found guilty or we don't get anything more damning coming from the sexual harassment lawsuit, that's the way for her to go. And she can release her own music under her label, obviously. How she comes together with that is, if her life is better, I believe the music will be better. And so I think the album's almost an accessory in my pitch. It'll happen, but that's it. Contestant number 3, are you ready? This is unprecedented. We're now welcoming competition. This is bonkers.
Is that me?
For it.
Yeah, that's
you.
That's me? Okay. All right. Like
There's
I said
no one
before.
else here, Alrinthea. There's no one else here.
Are you sure? Hello? Hello? Okay. Like I said before, I think she should lean into the classical side of things. Not do classical covers of her songs. We're not going to Bridgerton this. She's to go on and do like some classical flute and partner with like PBS and have a live classical concert, her and a full orchestra, maybe also in front of Griffith Observatory.
Okay.
And she does like small venue recitals around the country, like really lean into, I want to be Aretha Franklin singing Nessun Dorma standing in for Pavarotti. Like I want her to do
Alrinthea, I don't hate it.
that.
I'm not going to lie. I don't hate it.
It's a contender.
Yeah.
I have such a soft spot for that Nessun Dorma performance. It wouldn't have mattered what you had said. The fact that you even mentioned it is just, I feel the way that Celine Dion did when she stood up and clapped and was just like, what the fuck am I'm witnessing God sing directly to me.
Yeah, that song, listening to her sing it, even listening to Pavarotti sing it makes you emotional, but listening to her sing it, knowing she had like 10, 15 minutes to prepare for that, I think Lizzo could do it. I have full faith that she's classically trained. She could probably bust out some opera if she wanted to.
No, but leaning into the like classical music thing is a layer of it that is very fun and rehabs her well.
Yeah. And brings in another, more younger generations, bring in Gen Z
to classical,
into the classics.
Oh, this is hard.
Tough one.
Because right now, all we have is classical covers of Taylor Swift right now. That's all we've got.
Yeah.
So I think there's a market there. Call me, Lizzo. Let's talk about it.
I feel that this is a Patreon vote, is what I feel this is. I feel that we have
we'll
three
we'll leave it up to the
situations.
Patreon voters. Yes, we'll leave it up to the Patreon voters. TBD, please let us know who you want. My idea is for Lizzo to start her own label and foster maligned artists. Christopher, remind us of your idea again, please.
She goes at full Prince and is the artist formerly known as Lizzo, where she like basically goes on Call Her Daddy and rails against her label and the music industry and asks others to follow suit.
And Alrinthea, the elevator pitch.
Let's get classical, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go Baroque. Go Baroque.
Go Baroque or broke.
You already broke.
Let's go Baroque.
These are three good ones. I will say. Because she needs to do something. It needs to be something different. There needs to be a direction change because she's lost a little bit.
That would be her Judy Garland at Carnegie Hall for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's up to you,
and
listeners.
I would like to see her play the flute in person. I would, you know what I mean? Like I would love a flute play live, you know?
I've seen it. Yeah. I think when I saw her live, she played it and it was like, whoa. Amazing.
Remember she got to play that like flute that was like made of crystal that was like a 2,000-year-old flute or whatever. That was fun. You know what I mean? Like like doing some things like that while she does this is good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, listeners, it's up to you. It's up to the Patreon vote. We will put it up soon and it's in your hands. Alrinthea, thank you for being here. As always, this has been a whirlwind. Where can people find you online?
You can find me online at ArinthiaCarter.com. All of my musings and shenanigans are there.
Dominick, where can people find you?
The website's domitary.com, or you can find me on socials at Dominick Pupa. Christopher, where can the listeners of our podcast find you on the web?
They can find me at the DeRosa. They can find the show at Fixing Famous People, and they can find the Patreon at patreon.com/fixingfamouspeople. I wish you both well, and as always, where's Shelley? Goodbye.